The old saying goes that a chain is only as strong as the weakest link. What they don't tell you is that two chains are better than one. And when Nintendo and Platinum come together, they make beautiful babies. This is what happens when Nat helps me with the script. Fact is, we do get some pretty wonderful things, like the Wonderful 101 or the Wonderful Babe Bayonetta. Let's put this chain down. Oh, man, it smells like metal. Now, Astral Chains is the latest game to fall from that love nest of Platinum and Nintendo. And today, I want to answer some burning hot questions, or maybe untangle the umbilical cords of curiosity, if you will. That one's all on me. Now, let's cut straight to the belly button of the beast. So Nintendo and Platinum, they delivered this beautiful looking baby to us at the latest Nintendo Direct, and I gotta say, I'm impressed. Platinum games, they have a way of just grabbing your eyeballs and keeping them glued to the screen, and maybe there was the fact that when I first jumped into this one, I was like going, oh, this looks a little bit like Xenoblade, or something else, but I was glued to this one, and I couldn't wait to learn more. If Mario Maker 2 wasn't announced at the same time, this would have been one of the first ones that I covered. The only problem when a game like this grabs you and shoves you in front of the hype train is that you want to know more, and we don't know a lot about this game at the moment. It's only been a short trailer, but I have so many questions, especially in regards to the story. So what we do know so far is that it's set in a place called Ark. And no, this is not a place that has two of every animal. It does have two siblings though, which are your protagonists. So these two siblings, which, let's finish the setup here, are part of a task force known as Neuron, which are there to combat this alien threat that you see throughout the trailer. So now we have to ask ourselves, why two? Why two playable characters? Why not just have it so that there's a male and a female protagonist that you can choose from one at the start? Why does it have to be two siblings that are going through this together? Well, there's a few reasons that this is possible. The first one is two-player. Now, we know that the game actually has two-player thanks to Nintendo's website. But that doesn't say that we can definitely play as that other character. That just says there's two players. There could be a separate mode in the game altogether, or maybe we just play as a legion for the other character. It doesn't mean that it can be both. I mean, it's definitely a possibility and a really high chance here, but it doesn't mean that. So then the main possibility here is that it's written into the story, which I mean, it has to be in the first place. This has to be written into the story somehow. We don't know how, but it has to be. But if you pay careful attention to the trailer, you'll notice one really important thing here. And that is, as you're watching the trailer, we see the two siblings at the start together and never again. That's it. You don't see them again together. Why don't we see them at the same time after that point? That's what I'm not sure about. Is that just the point before we've chosen the male and the female? And then from that point onwards, perhaps their paths get separated. I mean, that's a definite possibility. And in fact, further leading into that is down the track, we get to see a not little at all, just a red dude. Okay, a better description is that it is a man with Raven printed on his armor, and he wears similar but different armor to us. So my crackpot theory here is, and the reason they're covering his face, is that maybe, just maybe, he is our sibling. At some point we get separated. He joins Team Red, we're Team Blue. We bought Pokemon Blue, he got Pokemon Red, and that's what team we're on now. The fact that they're covering his face, like in any type of game, if they're covering someone's face, it's always sus, right from the start. Why are they covering that face? Why can't we just see the face? Sus, I'm telling you right now. Also, we're injured on the ground, and he seems to be defending us by taking out the alien for us, which he's doing a much better job than we were. So yeah, there's definitely a possibility here that this is our sibling. Very unlikely, but who doesn't love a good crackpot theory?
My heart goes out to you too, all because of how you were born.
Alrighty, let's move out of the theories and back into some more concrete information. It won't be long before we get back off track again, trust me. But let's talk about the legions. Now, if you don't know what the legion is, the legions are the things that you're controlling. I guess, the blade to your Xenos, if that's not what they're called in Xenoblade. The blade to your driver, that's the word I'm looking for. So if you consider these a blade to your driver, if anyone who hasn't played Xenoblade has no idea what I'm talking about, anyway, that's what these legions are. Now we know there's several different types of these, and definitely ones we haven't seen in the trailer, but we've obviously seen the dog, the one with the cutty arms, and the one with the bow. So they're the three that we've seen so far. I'm wondering what other ones that we get in the future, but that's something we're definitely gonna have to wait for. Now I've seen a lot of theories out there saying that maybe these are the aliens and somehow related to them, and we've armored them up and thrown a choke around their neck or something like that, and that's how we were controlling them. I'm not 100% sure I buy that theory, only because they do look sort of different, and the nature of how they even made in the first place doesn't feel the same. You notice that our legions are made from a core that expands out from it, and you can even still see that core inside their chest. Now the bad dudes here, you only ever see one that has like a little ball in its chest that doesn't really look similar to the cores, and the rest, while they do, like, while that one does share similarities, I don't feel like they're the same. Also, if you pay careful attention, you notice that the legions, again are things, have a glitch effect under their feet. So as they move around, you notice that little square tiles will pop up out of the ground wherever they're moving. It's just a cool thing, but it's something that I haven't seen the aliens do yet. So that is just another point of separation between the two. I'm definitely not ruling out any connection though, because there are some things that hint towards this, as well as our tech just seems to be very similar. You notice the portals that they come through look very similar to the weapons that we use as this Neuron squad. The swords and stuff that we use seem to have that same type of glitching effect to them. So there's definitely some sort of connection between the aliens and whatever we're doing, and like there's some dialogue in the trailer that may even set up for that. But too many crackpot theories. We're going to keep moving actually onto our next crackpot theory here, and that's about the choker around their neck. Now you hear a lot of people, myself included here, thinking that maybe this is how we gain control of these things, and maybe they're not actually on our side. My guess here is they're our prisoner. We've got that thing around the neck because we have them imprisoned. And even at the end of the trailer, you'll notice there's that one again that's chained up. It has 4 chains coming off of it. It's not the one that's not gone around its neck, but we're still chained it up, and its core has gone red instead of blue, and it manages to break free of these chains. Now we actually know that this is one of the boys in blue that we had from the start here, if you want to put it that way, or one of the ones with the swords, because the fact that it's wearing the same combat armor, and even when you get up close, you would see Neuron written on the arm, and even the same number 5 across the chest. So what's the meaning of all this? Obviously we don't know, but there are some more interesting things here. So you notice that it's tied up in chains, and the chains are blue. Now the lab room, or the room that it is tied up in, happens to be the same lab as we see the strange creature coming out of later, or jumping onto the glass. We also hear the twins say,
"What the hell are they? Why did you make them?"
at some point in the trailer. So does that again further point towards that maybe there's some sort of backgammonry going on? I don't think backgammonry is the word. There's some sort of backgammon, no, that's still not the word I'm looking for. That'll do. There's something shifty going on behind the scenes with the police here.
You people are leading all of humanity straight to damnation.
Alrighty, back on track. So another thing that I keep hearing whenever a discussion comes up about this game is it open world? And to be honest, I hate hearing that conversation because it's like not everything has to be the word open world thrown into it. Let's throw some more buzzwords into there. But I mean, it is a legitimate question to be honest. Is it going to be open world? But if we take a close look, we can kind of guess that it's not going to be open world in the sense that most people are thinking. But the fact that much of the background just lacks any sort of detail. Areas seem to be quite limited to where you can even get around, and you notice there's many of either walls or things that look like they could be walls, like little red signs. That doesn't mean it's going to be completely linear. We're not just going to be going boom mission, boom mission, boom mission, boom mission. I think we're going to be doing other stuff around here. Like you notice there's some things that we do, like we just do a chase scene and we do exploration. Like we have our dog here, we're just like exploring this area and trying to, I don't know, it looks like maybe sniff out some clues or solve whatever this missing no looking thing is there. So it's definitely not just going to be battle, action, story, battle, action, story. I think that there's going to be a little bit of exploration here. And even stuff like, you notice the shooting of the bow where it knocks down a platform just to get to some higher ground. It definitely looks like there's some sort of exploration here. Then what other things are we going to be doing? Well, we have a couple other things here that we might have in mind. Like the first one, you notice that there's just a chase scene where we kind of more stealthier missions, or at least you have the option to be stealth by the fact that the guards have like a question mark above their head and you seem to be able to just chain them up. And then there is everyone's favorite mode, picking up trash. I mean, who doesn't love picking up trash? Combat looks to be really interesting as well. Like if you take a closer look here, there's some things that maybe we haven't picked up on. So like you notice there's a little flash of a light at some points that if you listen carefully to, you'll notice a little chime in the background. And what this basically means is that, or what we're guessing it means, is that there's possibly a button prompt that you have to press there. Either it doesn't display on the screen or you just got to know when these kind of pop up by the fact that the flash and the screen dulls. There's probably several indicators, but that seems to be some sort of button prompt combo move that activates either certain moves. Like it seems to do a whole bunch of different stuff. And by different stuff, I think I mean that whenever you do a team attack with your Legion, that seems to be when you hear this. We also know that thanks to the website, I don't think we actually saw this in the trailer, that you can fight separately. So we saw a lot of one-on-one fighting, or two-on-one fighting, but we didn't see a lot of like multi-enemy fighting. But on the website, we do get a little bit of a hint at this, and the fact that you can actually fight multiple enemies at once and send your Legion off to fight one of them while you fight the other. You don't always have to be targeting the same target. And apart from just doing the awesome hack and slash combat that we just know these games are going to have, there's some other things here that you know you'll be able to do. So we've seen a little bit of a dodge before, as well as a dash type of move at the start where it goes into a slide as well. So obviously there's some more mobility options that we're going to have here, not just the hack and slash and whatever else, as well as a ranged weapon. We've even seen them fire off a gun. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a bunch more, and there's skills and stuff they said, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here that we obviously haven't heard about, but we're definitely going to. Now I'd like to pull some attention to the yellow little robot dude here that we see in actually two scenes. There's one little cut-off scene we just see the side of him, and there's one little scene we see of him just standing behind us. Standing is a weird word for something that floats. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this guy because we don't know what he is or what he does. To be honest, there's actually so much else that I could go over here, but I'm going to restrain myself. I'm going to leave it there for now because I'm sure we're going to be talking about this more in the future when some more news pops up. It's not that far away, the 30th of August, which is going to be coming up very soon the way this year is looking. I mean, we've got a couple of slow months maybe at the start here, but once it picks up, it is going to pick up, trust me. And yeah, it's going to come up in no time. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking about Astral Chain. Is this kind of hooked your attention, or is the chain broken in two? Whatever. Thank you for watching, and remember, for great Nintendo entertainment, you can count on me. For today's end screen, I'm going to talk about an urge to go back and play Breath of the Wild. I know some of you who actually either still playing this or just like have just gotten into it recently and just loving it. And honestly, I keep hearing these people that are doing that and getting into it recently. And then Nintendo did a trailer today where they're just like, here's someone hiking up a mountain to play Breath of the Wild. And I watched it, I'm like, man, I want to play through that. I want to experience that again. And so if I had more time, I probably would be, but I think I might pick it up for 5 minutes and put it back down, which is the biggest shame, and I'm just not going to torture myself with, but I want to. That's my 20 seconds up. Goodbye, everyone.